In a quiet Auckland neighborhood, a family's excitement over winning an online auction for an abandoned storage unit quickly turned to horror. Among their haul, two unassuming suitcases held a grim secret: the remains of two young children, setting off a complex international investigation that would grip New Zealand and beyond. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a new video, click the bell icon as well. It really helps me out and I appreciate it a lot. All right, let's get started. In August 2022, a family in Auckland, New Zealand engaged in a common yet often thrilling practice: bidding on abandoned storage units. Hoping to uncover hidden treasures or valuable items, they successfully won a unit in an online auction. This unit, located at Safe Store Papatoito, was like many others, sold when rent payments ceased, leaving its contents a mystery. The family transported their winnings home, unaware of the chilling surprise awaiting them. Among various household objects, the lot included two ordinary-looking suitcases. Expecting miscellaneous or forgotten belongings, the family opened the suitcases, only to be met with a horrifying discovery. Inside, crammed into these confined spaces, were the remains of two young children. This gruesome find instantly transformed what was a routine auction win into a scene of a serious crime investigation. The Auckland police were swiftly notified, and the location in Moncrief Avenue, Clendon Park, became the focal point of an intense forensic examination. As the authorities began unraveling this macabre mystery, questions swirled about the identities of the children, how long they had been deceased, and how they ended up in a storage unit. The discovery not only shocked the local community but also caught the attention of international law enforcement, marking the beginning of a complex, cross-border investigation into a tragic and unsettling case. The investigation into the grim discovery in Auckland quickly turned to identifying the victims. The remains, found in a state suggesting they had been concealed for an extended period, belonged to two children, a girl and a boy. Through meticulous forensic analysis, New Zealand police were able to determine their identities. The children were revealed to be siblings, Una and Minu Joe, born in September 2009 and March 2012, respectively. At the time of their deaths, they were estimated to be around 6 and 8 years old. The process of identification was not straightforward due to the condition of the remains and the time elapsed since their deaths. The police estimated that the children might have been deceased for up to 4 years, adding a layer of complexity to the investigation. The breakthrough in identifying the children was a significant step forward in the case, enabling authorities to begin piecing together the events leading to their tragic fate. Further details emerged about the children's background. They were born to Korean-born parents and had lived in New Zealand. The family's history became a crucial element in the investigation. It was discovered that the children's father had died of cancer in New Zealand in late 2017, before their disappearance. Their mother, Hae-kyung Lee, had relocated to South Korea in 2018 and had not returned to New Zealand since. This information provided a crucial link in the investigation, as authorities began to focus on the mother's role in the children's lives and their untimely deaths. Following the identification of Una and Minu Joe, the investigation rapidly intensified. The New Zealand police, collaborating with international law enforcement agencies, including the Korean National Police Agency, embarked on a detailed and comprehensive investigation. They sought to unravel the timeline of events leading up to the children's deaths and their subsequent concealment in the suitcases. The focus soon shifted to the children's mother, Hae-kyung Lee. She became a person of significant interest, primarily due to her departure to South Korea in 2018 and lack of return to New Zealand. The investigation revealed that the children had been out of public sight for several years, aligning with the timeline of their estimated deaths. On September 15, 2022, a major breakthrough occurred when Hak-Young Lee was arrested in Ulsan, South Korea. The arrest was announced jointly by New Zealand and South Korean authorities, indicating the depth of international cooperation in the case. Lee was apprehended by Korean police on suspicion of crimes against humanity. The gravity of the charges underscored the severity of the accusations against her. The extradition process began shortly after her arrest. New Zealand authorities initiated extradition proceedings through the South Korean court system, a process that involved complex legal and diplomatic considerations. The South Korean Minister of Justice and the Seoul High Court played critical roles in this phase, ultimately approving Lee's extradition to New Zealand. The arrest of Hak-Young Lee and the subsequent extradition proceedings marked a significant development in the case, bringing the prospect of a trial and potential justice for the young victims closer to reality. The involvement of multiple national authorities highlighted the case's complexity and the lengths to which law enforcement agencies were willing to go to unravel the truth behind the children's tragic end. The extradition of Hak-Young Lee from South Korea to New Zealand was a pivotal moment in the investigation. In November 2022, after the South Korean Minister of Justice, Han Dong-hoon, approved her extradition, and following her written consent, the Seoul High Court sanctioned the extradition process. This marked a significant step in the legal journey, showcasing the collaboration between South Korean and New Zealand authorities in handling this sensitive case. Upon her arrival in New Zealand, Lee appeared at the Manukau District Court in South Auckland. In her initial court appearance, she did not enter a plea. This initial court session was primarily administrative, setting the stage for the forthcoming legal proceedings. However, by December 2022, Lee had pleaded not guilty to the charges against her. During an administrative hearing in May 2023, she asserted her intention to prove her innocence. The case continued to evolve as the legal strategies of the defense and prosecution became more apparent. In May 2023, Lee's lawyers argued in the Court of Appeals for continued name suppression, highlighting the complexities surrounding high-profile cases like this. However, in July 2023, the New Zealand Court of Appeal lifted the name suppression, revealing Lee's identity. Her lawyer, Chris Wilkinson Smith, had argued that revealing her identity could lead to extreme hardship and prejudice her ability to engage in court proceedings or medical assessments. Despite these concerns, the court proceeded with lifting the suppression. As the case moved forward, Lee's not guilty plea set the stage for a trial, where the evidence and narratives from both the prosecution and defense would be rigorously examined. The legal proceedings brought to light not just the details of the case, but also the intricacies of international law, extradition processes, and the judicial approach to sensitive and high-profile crimes. The anticipation of the trial, scheduled for April 2024, signaled a culmination of the legal efforts to bring justice to the young victims, Yuna and Minu Jo. In the shadow of a tragedy that has reverberated across continents, the upcoming trial of Hak-Young Lee stands as a solemn reminder of the fragility of life and the depths of human mystery. As New Zealand braces for a legal reckoning that will unfold in its courts, the world watches, hoping for answers and justice for Yuna and Minu Jo. This case, emerging from the unlikeliest of beginnings in an abandoned storage unit, has etched itself into the public consciousness, a stark testament to the unforeseen horrors that sometimes lie hidden, awaiting discovery. If you like what I do in here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.